Hey John, good to see you again. It's been a week since our last talk. So today I just want to go through something with you called the Addiction Severity Index. Just kind of give us an empirical way of gauging where we're at, okay? And then we can do this several times throughout our sessions together and just kind of see what direction we're going in, okay? So we're just going to kind of go through some similar questions of what we did last time, but this is going to be a little bit more in depth, just kind of procedural stuff. So how long have you lived at your current address?
16 years.
Okay. Is the residence owned by you or your family?
It's owned by my grandmother.
Okay. What's your date of birth?
August 13th, 1990.
Perfect. What race do you consider yourself?
White, Caucasian.
Okay. Do you have a religious preference?
No.
And have you been in a controlled environment in the past 30 days, like jail or alcohol or drug treatment, medical treatment, psychiatric treatment, anything like that?
If you go to school, does that count?
I think so. And how many days have you been there? So I think that question is kind of referring to have you been in jail or prison, mandatory psychiatric treatment or something like that on the last question.
Yeah.
So
I haven't.
you haven't? Okay. All right. So you haven't been there any days. Perfect. So in the past 30 days, have you used any alcohol?
Yes.
Okay. And let's see, how much alcohol have you used in the past 30 days?
Like a small amount, probably 2 drinks every other day.
Okay. Have you used any heroin, methadone,
No.
opiates, barbiturates, hypnotics or tranquilizers?
No.
Okay. Any cocaine or amphetamines? Okay. Any cannabis, any marijuana?
No.
Okay. Any hallucinogens? And then inhalants?
Yeah.
Okay, we talked about the blue last time. So that's in the past 30 days?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever done more than one substance per day?
Yes.
In the past 30 days?
Yes.
How long was your last period of voluntary abstinence from the substance?
Probably about 2 weeks ago.
And how long did that last for?
10 days.
Okay, so it's 2 weeks ago, so that ended about 4 days ago?
Yeah.
Say,
Oh. Last 2 days. You guys go.
Have you ever had Any detox, delirium, tremors from alcohol?
No.
Okay. And how many times have you ever overdosed on drugs, if ever?
Probably 3 or 4.
Okay. And have you ever been treated in your life for alcohol abuse?
No.
Any kind of drug abuse?
Not until I came here.
How much money would you say you've spent on alcohol in the past 30 days?
$75.
But what about on glue?
$120.
120. Have you ever been treated in an outpatient facility for alcohol or drugs in the past 30 days?
No.
Okay. So how troubled have you been in the past 30 days by your alcohol usage on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being almost none, 10 being the most severe?
Probably a 3.
And what about with the glue?
Probably like a 6.
Okay. And using the same scale, 10 being the most important, 1 being the least important, how important is it to you now to receive treatment for alcohol?
Out of 5.
Okay. And for the glue?
8 or 9.
Okay. How many times would you say that you have been hospitalized for medical problems, like related to your substance use?
About, I can't remember exactly, but definitely over 20 times throughout my use.
Okay. How long ago was your last hospitalization for a physical problem related to your substance use?
3 months ago.
Do you have any chronic medical problems which continue to interfere with your life?
Some asthma and other respiratory issues.
Are you taking any prescribed medication on a regular basis for a physical problem?
No.
Do you receive a pension for a physical disability?
No.
Okay. How many days have you experienced medical problems in the past 30 days?
You repeat the question?
Sure. How many times have you experienced a medical problem in the past 30 days, like an asthma flare-up or a respiratory issue?
It was going on about once a day at work when I was smelling the glue being in the factory, but I smelled probably once a day.
Okay, so about 30 days. And so these are going to be some rating scale questions again. How troubled or bothered have you been by these medical problems in the past 30 days on a scale of 1 to 10?
6.
And how important is it to you to now receive treatment for those problems?
9.
you rate, or excuse me, wrong question. So, as far as your education that you've completed, do you have a GED?
Yes.
Do you have any training or technical education?
Yes.
Okay. How many years of technical training have you completed?
3.
3. Okay. And do you have a profession or trade skill that technical training has led to?
Cap inspection.
Do you have a valid driver's license currently?
Yes.
And do you have an automobile available for use?
No.
How long was your longest full-time job?
20 years.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
And what job is that?
Working at the orange glue factory. Been around it since I was a kid.
Does someone contribute to your support in any way? Are you receiving any regular support, or like financially, food, housing from any family or friends?
I live with my grandmother, so I'm receiving housing, but no other financial
Okay.
assistance.
You have a spouse or anyone like that? Okay. Does this support constitute the majority of your support?
Yes.
Okay. And what's your usual employment pattern been for the past 3 years? Full-time, part-time, with regular or irregular hours? Have you been a student, any military service, or anything like that?
Full time.
And how many days were you paid for working in the past 30 days? Or all of them?
All the days I worked.
Does that include any sick days or vacation?
Oh no, I was not paid for sick or vacation
Okay.
days.
And how much money have you received in the past 30 days from your employment?
About 2,000.
Do you receive any unemployment compensation or anything like that?
I don't.
Do you receive any welfare, food stamps, or transportation money?
I get a bus fare.
Bus fare? How much is that?
$1 a day, so $30.
$30 in the past 30 days?
Yeah.
Perfect. Do you receive any pension benefits or Social Security?
No.
Do you receive any money for personal expenses, clothing, or do you have any unreliable sources of income, like cash payments from friends or family or your grandmother? Do you have any illegal income coming in, perhaps from selling or buying drugs or anything like that?
Probably from selling glue.
Okay. How much money do you make from that?
Glue's not worth that much, so probably like $40 the last 30 months, 30 days.
Perfect. How many people depend on you for the majority of their food and shelter? Do you have anybody that depends on you?
My grandmother, I get the shelter from her, and I feed her in return.
Okay. How many days have you experienced employment problems in the last 30 days?
None.
Okay. So how troubled or bothered have you been by, you haven't had any employment problems, and then how employment problems, so. So have you come to treatment today because you're prompted by the legal system? Are you in any legal trouble?
No.
Are you on probation or parole currently?
No.
And have you ever been charged with shoplifting or vandalism?
No.
Any parole or probation violations in the past?
No.
Okay. Any drug charges? Forgery, any weapons offense or burglary, larceny, breaking and entering?
Yeah.
For which one?
Oh, breaking and entering.
Breaking and entering? How many times?
Just once.
Just the once? Okay. Any robbery?
Yeah.
And how many times on that one?
Just once as well. Yeah.
Okay. Assault?
No.
Arson? Rape?
No.
Homicide or manslaughter?
No.
Prostitution?
No.
Contempt of court?
No.
Any other legal troubles that you can think about?
No.
Okay. And how many of those charges from the burglary or the breaking and entering and robbery resulted in convictions?
None. The plaintiff decided not to press charges.
Okay. Have you ever been charged with disorderly conduct, vagrancy, or public intoxication?
No.
Any driving while intoxicated?
Yes.
And how many times have you been charged with that?
Never charged.
Okay. Have you ever had any major driving violations? Moving violations, so like speeding, reckless driving, no license? No. Okay. Have you ever been incarcerated in your life?
No.
Okay. Are you presently awaiting charges for trial or sentence?
No.
How many days? No, you weren't. In the past 30 days, have you engaged in illegal activities for profit?
Yes.